Hi, love bunnies. I hope you guys are all doing so well. Welcome or welcome back to the beauty house. Today we are going to be doing this makeup look, which was in my brushes breakdown video. If you have not watched it yet, make sure you go and check it out. Besides doing this look, I'm going to tell you a story time. And of course, I'm going to give you guys tips and tricks. So grab your brushes, grab your kit, or grab your wine. Follow along or just watch to be entertained. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, love bugs. So today we are going to be doing the makeup look that I had on in my brushes episode. Something soft, simple, that I would say would be considered a reverse smoky eye. So we are going to do that today. These are colors I have not used before. So I said, you know what? Let me try something different. Also, we are going to be trying out quite a few new products and techniques. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. We could start with eyes first because it's not too crazy. But as I am doing this, do I have a story time for you guys? Okay, so buckle up, grab your coffee, wine, tea, water, juice, popcorn, snacks. Okay, let me tell you guys what went down in the town. Okay, so when I film, I usually try to film in batch, meaning I try to get out as much videos and content that I can. It just makes my life a little bit easier. So the first few videos that is on my page, on my YouTube page, I filmed a lot of those in batch, right? So I filmed them, edited them, and not really thinking too much of the storage on my phone, because right now I'm recording on my phone, so I'm not really thinking about the storage on my phone, because I'm like, you know what, I know I got storage. The day that I sat down to originally do this video, I'm doing my brows, showing off products, you know, give my little tips and tricks, telling you guys a little story time. All of a sudden, I see across my screen, storage is full. You can't record. When I tell you I was so upset, I'm like, all this hard work, I just did my eyes. It was looking good. It was coming together. I tried out new techniques. I tried out new products. And I was in the midst of doing my bronzer. Honey, I was like, you know what? This is not in my control. What can I do? So I said, you know what? I guess I'm going to stop filming. Do some like offloading. Let me delete some videos, photos, you know, see what I could do. So I'm deleting videos and photos, and the bar is not moving. It's pretty much still full. So I said, okay, let me download some of the videos that I had already edited. Now, one of the videos I downloaded, and I downloaded it 3 times, and all 3 times it said retry. So I'm like, why is it saying retry? I go and I check my storage on my phone. That thing is pretty much full. It's pretty much on its last leg. So I'm like, oh boy, what am I supposed to do now? So I say, you know what? Let me try to delete more things. So now I'm deleting more stuff. Now I'm able to download that one on my phone. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now it was another video, and that was one of my longer videos. So if it's a longer video, it's going to clearly take up more storage space. So I'm trying to download it. Started downloading. Okay, cool. Downloaded. So now it got to 81%. Okay, I'm thinking it's making some movement. Honey, it was at 81% for like a day and a half. Literally, a day and a half. So that already pushed me back from filming this video, as well as other videos that I had scheduled myself to film. So now I'm just like, that's a whole day and a half pretty much wasted to some capacity, because majority of my filming and of course my editing is on my phone. And so my iPad doesn't have a lot of storage. So it's not like I could have dragged it or sent it over there to my iPad so that I could edit it over there and it could hold like my videos and things. So I'm like, okay, that's out of the question. Then my other phone, again, is not the biggest, and I don't have an iPad. So I'm just like, I was stuck. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? I'm like, you know what? I can only control things that's in my control. What's in my control? I could just delete stuff. So now I couldn't download the videos. The longer video took over a day and a half to actually download. Then on top of that, after it downloaded, I didn't have enough storage to upload it now onto my YouTube. So now I had to go back and still do some more deleting. So I'm like, okay, what's happening here? So I said, you know, let me chat GPT, see if I get an answer. So it said pretty much to offload things to my iCloud. And when I tell you, I really never did that for real, because in my head, if I lose my phone, whatever's in my phone and it gets lost, it gets lost. That means I ain't meant to have it anymore in my life. That's really how I look at it. But it said, you know what, just offload things. So certain apps, offload it. Of course, continue to delete videos and photos and everything of that nature. When I tell you that was like a whole 2.5 to 3 day process, I'm like, come on. Now, it didn't necessarily push me back, because like I said, I already had my videos done and edited. I just had to schedule when I wanted to do them. So again, I was already ahead of schedule, but it's just more so me being me. I just still wanted to be ahead of the curve, pretty much. Like, I don't have time to, okay, let me have 2-3 days of not filming or not feeling like I'm doing something. And I said, you know what, I couldn't even film like the shorter version of videos that I had planned, because again, it's like I use everything on my phone. That was like the craziest thing. I was so excited. I was getting into the groove. I don't remember the story times I was telling you guys. I'm like, geez Louise. It was the worst. It was the absolute worst. And I'm like, I enjoy filming. I enjoy, you know, surprisingly being in front of the camera and filming and just chatting and just doing makeup, giving tips and tricks. So it kind of like threw me off a bit. Like, what am I doing now? What am I to do? You know, it was kind of crazy, but also a learning lesson, right? So pretty much I had to take from it, one, only my creator's in control. Like, that's really just what it is. I had a plan when he clearly said, no, girl, that's not what's about to go down like that. But then number 2 is, again, you know, working with what I have, which is like my cell phones at this point. Working with what I have, but also knowing when to delete things, knowing when to keep things, you know, knowing when to edit and put up stuff and upload things. My apologies, upload things, so that this can't happen or it shouldn't happen again, you know. And again, be mindful of the space in my phone. You know, it's not a camera, so I have like a lot of memory. So you know what, let me still be mindful of that. So it was a learning experience. But at the same time too, you know, other ideas came to me, other video ideas came to me, you know, so I was able to write those stuff down. I was able to look into my pricing for my services. So I still was able to utilize that time, you know, so it didn't feel like it was wasted. But for me, I just wanted to more so be hands-on, you know, filming and doing that, because there's quite a few things, like I said, that I have to film for you guys. And I just wanted to, again, just be ahead of the curve, you know. But sometimes it's okay to take a quick little second, know that I'm, you know, what I am in control of and what I'm not, you know, and it's pretty much that simple, you know. But that was crazy. And the thing about that too, because it was someone I had to go, I was gonna film some content with one of my homegirls, and that again pushed me back, you know. So it's like, if I would have did the videos like I was supposed to do and then head to her, get that content, then I would even more be, you know, on top of it. Because again, you know, I try to be considerate of people and their schedules as well, you know. So it's just like, geez Louise. But she's cool. She was understanding, you know. There was nothing that could have been done. So nothing would have, you know, changed the outcome. It just was what it was, you know. But I'm like, now I really have a story time to tell you guys, because I'm like, what is going on? That was crazy. Let's see. So now we are just gonna clean these up a bit. Nothing too crazy. Get this little angled brush. So how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing so well. As I always say to you guys. Besides that, like I said, I had got some new products, which I'm so fiending to see. Well, one of them I kind of saw how it worked, because like I said, when I was sitting to record this video the first time, I tried it out. So, because I had my makeup on, and at that point I had already did my foundation, concealer, and I was moving on to contour. Like I said, I had tried something new, because I tried some new products along with my foundation. And as time, because I still had my makeup on, so I said, you know what, let me keep the makeup on, because I thought it was going to be a quick fix, everything I needed to do. Clearly it wasn't. But when I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh wow, you know, it set nicer than I thought. So I'm like, okay, I think I like it. So I also like caught up on some videos. You know, I'm always making sure I'm still watching makeup videos, just because, just like any field that you're in, you always want to clearly be watching and learning. You know, you always want to be teachable, and no matter what field that you're in, you know, at some point you're gonna be the teacher, and at some point you're gonna be the student. First off, you're always gonna be the student first and foremost. In this thing we call life, honey, we always gonna be a student, okay? We always gonna get tested. We always gonna have to learn. We always gonna have to grow. We always gonna have to adapt. So that's just what it is, you know. At the end of it all, I'm never gonna be a master of makeup, right? That would be a beautiful title, but it's more so, when you a master, that means, in my opinion, there's nothing more to learn, right? But in any field that you're in, you're always gonna continue to learn. Now, you could clearly be a beast in your field now, okay? But you still always have to be willing to learn, because just because you say been doing something for 50 years, that doesn't now mean that you can't learn. That doesn't mean you can't pivot. That doesn't mean you can't adapt. And you always have to be learning, because again, in this world, especially in the way the world is now, is always new things, right? Say like technology. Some of these older people did not think technology would be what it is now, like with this AI stuff and all of that. So I'm sure for them, they also have to learn that and see how to navigate that. I mean, I'm young, but honey child, I'm still lost, okay? I'm still lost. So, you know, it's just the learning curve for things, you know. So I was like, let me watch some videos. Let me catch up on that. Let me look at some Instagrams and YouTube. Let me get inspired. Let me just see what other makeup artists are doing in this realm, you know. And as I'm looking at videos, I don't want to say I realize a pattern. I don't want to say that. But as I'm watching videos, there's certain artists that I came across. And my thing with me, I believe that you have to know, or you should know, or want to know the ins and outs of something and the back end of things. Me, I like to know the back end of things. Like, I like to know how this is functioning, why is it functioning this way. And once you master, to me, once I master that, then I know how to critique it or alter to how I need to and want to. So I'm watching some people do certain makeup looks, and some of the looks that the artists are doing across different artists that I've watched, it kind of all look the same. You know, let's be real. Soft glam is going to always be soft glam. Natural is always going to be natural. Bridal is always going to be bridal. Like, that's just what it is. And there's certain key elements that makes it that. But then when everything starts to look the same, I'm thinking, now what differentiates each makeup artist from each other if everybody's, you know, kind of operating the same way? So then that's where my mind just took me to, like, you know, what would make me stand out as the artist that I am? You know, like, what would make me stand out? You know, like, and to me, it's always the approach of something. Always. And to me, that comes with anything, right? Because there's a lot of makeup artists, there's a lot of singers, writers, you feel me, different makeup brands. But what makes one stand out from the other one? We always could compare and contrast. So for me, it just put me in that thought process, because I'm a deep thinker. So put me in that thought process, like, what will make me different, right? So it would have to be my vibes, my energies, how I approach a person's face. And this is why I say to you guys, you can watch YouTube videos all you want to, the TikToks and all these other places that you watch content, but you have to take what makes sense, and you have to take into consideration your face shape and what you are trying to achieve. You have to have an end goal, right? We're gonna get into that in a second. So one of the items that I am trying today, I think I told you guys about this brand, MCO Beauty. And supposedly this is a dupe for, I guess they're saying, a Charlotte Tilbury. Never utilized it, so I wouldn't know. So I got two colors. I got it in 4.5 medium. And I also got it in, it felt so broke, a little bit, highly upset. And I got it in 4, which is medium. The first time I tried that out, like I said in my last video, I tried it in 4, which isn't bad because it is a lighter shade, but I know how I'm going to utilize it. And then this one, medium, I'll also use this for all over. Now, as I tested this out, I said, you know what? I want to, because they claim that you could utilize this as, like, on your, like, you could use it as a base. You could use it as a, along with your foundation. You could utilize it as a topper if you wanted to. So I'm skipping steps. Hold up now. The way I'm going to utilize that when I do get to my foundation, I'm going to utilize it as a mixture with my foundation. I totally went off the road because you're working on the eyes. You see, it's how you know I'm excited, right? I did the eyebrows, now I'm going to the face. I'm so excited. I'm going to relax. Back to the eyes. Back to the eyeballs. Back to the eyes. Let me do a little bit. But yeah, so when I was saying, when it comes down to it, is more so, what are you trying to achieve, right? So when you do you watch a video, They bring in the blush all the way to the hairline, or they're contouring all kind of crazy kind of ways. When you do it, like, what are you trying to achieve when you do it, right? What are you trying to accentuate? What are you trying to supposedly hide, you know? And I think if you look at makeup in that way, to me, then you'll be able to pretty much achieve what it is that you want, because that's your end goal. Like, at the end of it all, we have to have goals, right? Not to get deep, but we have to have goals at the end of it all, right? If you have nice eyes, if you have colored eyes, right, you should want to pick eyeshadow colors that complement your eye color. You should want to put on lashes that complement your eye shape. If you have fuller lips, you should want to utilize colors that makes your lips pop even more, if that's your favorite feature, right? If you have naturally full lips, you want to pick liner colors that accentuates it even more, and learn those techniques. So I think if you look at makeup that way, it would then start to make a little bit more sense, you know? And then too, it's also important to learn your face shape. That's very important, right? Your eye shape. Because that's when you now start to do techniques that works for literally you. That's literally tailored for you. Like I show and tell you guys all the time, I have hooded eyes. So again, that means I don't have too much of a lid space that is visible for you guys to see. Like, my eyes open, you just see a little bit, then you see hood and space. So now when I do looks, I have to adjust my technique. I have to do my placement differently from how a person who naturally have a crease, who naturally you could see their whole lid, right? Or a person with a mono lid. You have to now attack it and approach it differently. That's why anytime I do my eye makeup looks, you guys could also do it as well. You just have to learn, oh, okay, cool. I just have to place mine in a different way to get the same look that I'm trying to achieve. You know, it's not a one size fit all. Makeup is not a one size fit all. That's why sometimes on one person, their makeup looks so flawless and effortless and everything just makes sense. But then when you try it, you look ridiculous. Because why? You don't have the same features. You don't have the same face shapes to play with. You don't have that. So you have to pretty much work with what you have. And I think people don't take that into consideration, right? I also have a full face. So that means when I'm doing my placement, if I want my face to look more snatched, that's when I place things higher, because now it draws it up, right? So it's these little things, just simple little things, that we have to keep in mind when we are doing our makeup. I keep looking over to the side because, like, my setup, my mirror isn't like directly, and honey, it's a whole it takes a lot, okay, for these videos to come together. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that much. But yeah, you know, you guys have to put that into consideration, you know. But again, it's all with trial and error, because even though I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys, it took me, thank God it didn't take me a long time to learn it, because I made it my business to learn it. You know, I made it my business to, let me learn my face shape. Let me learn what looks good, what doesn't look good, what colors make sense, what colors don't make sense. You know, it's a lot, and it's all these little things that a lot of the time people don't take into consideration when it's time to do their makeup or pick their outfits for the day. You know, people just pick things, oh, this is what I like. But people don't ask themselves, does this suit me? You know, that's another question that you have to ask yourself. Does this suit me? You know, am I picking this because everybody else is picking it? Am I using these products because everybody's using these products? You know, you have to ask those tough questions, which it probably might not seem tough, but these are the honest questions that we have to ask ourselves, right? Like, as you watch my videos, you guys can clearly see always in some type of a hoodie, a t-shirt, or something. Why? I like to be cozy. So don't let the makeup fool you, honey. I like being cozy. I like being comfortable. I really would be on this camera in a robe, honestly speaking, but I don't want y'all to think I'm too cozy. You know, but I like to be cozy. It's comfortable for me. But then it's also me being honest with you guys. I'm not about to sit here and come up here in a whole ball gown. I'm not. Okay? I'm not even gonna lie like that to you guys or to myself, you know? So that's just it. You gotta know what suits you. You gotta know what makes sense to you. And again, it's with trial and error. You know? That's how you know. Like with me, I love a smoky eyes. So you guys are most likely gonna get smoky eyes out of me. I'm just gonna say it to you, okay? I love me a good smoky eye always. Because again, it makes sense for me, like for the look that I like to go for. A smoky eye suits me, and the colors suit me. Because I'm warm tone, I love to do a black smoky eye. I could do a black smoky eye all day. If you guys didn't watch my video, go and watch that video, okay? But I love a black smoky eye, always. But a smoky eye in general. And if not, as you can see in my first video, my intro video, if not, go watch that as well. That was a neutral color, soft browns. Browns also make sense to my skin tone as well. But nice warm browns. You know, so again, just those little things, those little tweaks is what will make you look even more amazing, right? You could take a white shirt and a black shirt next to you and see which one looks better against your skin tone. Does the white one make your skin tone pop, or does it wash you out a bit? Does the black one make your skin tone pop or wash you out a bit? Or if both of them look good on you, then that's how you know you're a neutral tone. If the white looks better on you, that's how you know you're a cool tone. And if the black looks better on you, that's how you know you're a warm tone. Those are like just quick little steps. Or you could look at your veins on your wrist to see if it's green. Again, you pull in more warm. If it's blue, you pull in more cool. If you have a mix of both, then again, you're neutral. Quick little tip. So yeah, you know. And again, that's the funny thing is, you know, I would love to believe, and I know that my Jesus blessed me, because I promise you, I didn't go to school for makeup. I didn't take any makeup courses, any classes, color theory, anything like that. It just made sense to me, I guess you could say. So I did that, set the eyeballs. Now, even with that, what I just did, that was a new technique for me. I used some of my foundation. I used this brush. Now, I do like this brush. I think it is great for concealer to blend it out. There's another brush that I was going to utilize, and I utilized it before, but I have to wash it. So that's why I'm going to have to use this one again. But I like the way that it blended it out, you know. So blend it, then I set it with my setting powder. So now we have a good base to play with. I didn't use a eyeshadow primer because, again, like I said, in this video, I'm really trying out different techniques with you guys live here with you guys in this video. So we did that. The eyeshadows palette that I am gonna be utilizing today is Color Pop. Now, if y'all don't notice about me by now, then we ain't as close as I think we are. Okay, that's the problem. But the eyeshadow palette that I'm using is from the brand Color Pop. You guys know I love me some Color Pop. This is their Going Matte palette. One thing about me, besides a smoky eye, I love matte eyeshadows. It's just the most gorgeous thing in the world to me. I love matte shadows. It always looks clean. It always looks classic to me, in my opinion. Now, honey, is this not gorge? Tell me this is not gorgeous. Come on now. You can look at it. Is this not gorge? I love. Whomever did this palette, put it together, placed it together, did an amazing job, in my humble opinion. So, this is what we're going to work with today, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly all of the colors that I am using. So, if you do have this palette, you can follow along, double check back, and do it at your own pace. Do it on your own time. So, we are going to start with... I got some new brushes, guys, so I'm so excited to try them. We could use my blush, we could use this brush starting out right here. Now this is a smudger brush, but I'm not going to use it to smudge. Smudge is when you just like, pretty much you blend it a little bit, is smudging it, right? When you place something, you would smudge it. I'm just going to use it because of the shape of it. I'm going to get it right in my, under my eyebrow. So that's why I'm going to use this. And I'm going to use Teddy. I gotta keep checking. I'm going to use the color Teddy. A tiny bit of Teddy and dub it right under. Just a tiny, tiny bit, just to bring, again, a little highlight under the eyebrow. Now, when you put it on, it'll probably be a little messy, go everywhere, but when we blend our other colors, you don't have to worry about none of that. It's gonna pretty much clean it up on its own, pretty much. Now, I keep tapping it because I don't want to just take it and just go in like in just one shot, because you might end up looking crazy, and I don't want to be held responsible. You're not gonna say, oh, I watched Lena and I need you guys to pay attention, okay? You're not gonna blame me. So there's just a little highlight. Same thing on this one. And the colors I'm playing around with, like I said, I have never played around with before, ever. So this is us really trying new things here, guys. So we're just going to do that. So now we have a nice little highlight under our eyes. So in the crease, we are going to use a tapered crease brush. She has like a fluffiness to it. It's tapered because the shape that it comes to, or I guess you could say it's like a dome brush as well. We're going to go in with the colors PJ and Ultra Suede, if you guys can see that. So a little bit of PJ, Ultra Suede. So we're just going to go back and forth in those two. Tap it a little bit. Now again, like I said, you see all this space that I have here. We're just going to put it right in this area. Right here, okay? At the end, just little buffing motions. Little circular motions. I usually always take it like to my brow. Like, because that's just what I like to do. I'm just gonna back and forth. But you see, I'm also bringing it up because of, like I said, that highlight before we placed it a little bit, you know, a little bit too low. So that's why when we using these colors, now it's doing what it needs to do. I'm just gonna blend it. See what we're looking like. Also gotta look here to see. That's pretty much what it is. Just lights and darks, you know, and the placement of things. That's really like an easy way to look at it, right? Lighter color is always gonna highlight. Darker color is always gonna give you a shadow all the time, right? Say sometimes darker colors make things smaller, where lighter colors would make things bigger, you know? See how we're looking like there. Now again, this is gonna be quick because, like I said, I'm gonna pretty much do a reverse smoky eye. Now, reverse smoky eye is pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to lie to you guys, right? But that's pretty much when the bottom is more so smoked out. That's where like the actual focus is, the bottom of the eye. So these colors is pretty much just to have something so it's not like bare and we're not looking crazy. So now we're gonna do an all over color. The all over color that we're gonna go in with, hope you guys can see that, is gonna be Cozy Cute. That's the lid color that we're gonna go in with all over the lid. on a flatter brush. So I'm going to use my Luxe Smoky Shader brush. And we're going to pick up that pigment. I want to pack this on, so I'm not going to really do my little tap off. So I'm just going to take it. Just put it on the eyeball. Just dab it. Now, we're going to take this color all the way up to meet where we just did all that blending just now. And we're going to do that because we want it to pretty much be seamless. Right? So that's why we're going to bring it up to that color. Now, that one you see, I dusted off. You see, so I'm here doing my own thing. But it's okay, though. We still going to, if we lose any color pigment, we're just going to blend it back. So now you see I'm pretty much picking it up more, sweeping it up, so we can meet seamlessly. And honestly, this look that I do, I might try on one of my friends or something, because, you know, my friends, they all have different skin tones. And again, that's one thing to consider. You know, colors could look one way in a pan, but when it's on your skin, it would come up differently, right? It will pick up differently. So then you have to see, okay, cool. Do I like this color? Do I not? Does it do something for my skin tone? Does it not? You know, if I added a white base, it probably would have popped more, now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe I'll try that next time. Use a white base. I feel like it definitely will pick up the color even more. But it's fine. That's the whole point of makeup. You could do things and then test it out again. And say maybe the next time you test it out, maybe even better than the first time you did, you know? So we're just doing that. You can turn it to the side to swipe it up so it can meet. I only do my makeup for you guys. And I promise you, this is the most makeup I've done on myself in a while. Like, honestly and truly. Like, but again, is bringing me back to why I fell in love with makeup. You know, I don't want to say fell in love, but that, you know, I understood why I have a love for makeup. You know, like what you could do. You know, I don't know what's happened with my eyeball over here. It's going on. Now this is what we're looking like, right? So with that same fluffy brush, we don't really have to clean it or anything. We don't really have to. I'm going to go with the same exact color, Cozy Cute. And now we're going to blend it, not up how we did. We're going to blend it right where we pretty much place everything. So right there. You can't really see it at this point because the shadow is there, but this is just what's going to make it seamless now. Just give it that gradient, okay? But also add a little bit more, just a dash of depth, because this color is slightly darker than the color that we did in the crease. So this is still going to add a tiny bit of depth to it. Just do that, just so everything would be seamless. And then this is really pretty much it for the eyeballs, guys. It's not really too crazy, right? It's not too crazy, but we're still gonna add a little more razzle dazzle, okay? Just a dash more of razzle dazzle. We're gonna do. Now these brushes are goat hair. Well, this one, the last one I just used, is goat hair. Now, there is a difference between goat hair, synthetic, and like I said, I'm going to go over that in my other brush videos. But goat hair, those hairs pick up a lot better when it comes to shadows. It's a lot easier to blend. Synthetic is multi-purpose, but for me, I would just prefer goat hair, unless the synthetic is soft, because there are some brushes where it's soft synthetic. Then, you know, it does what it needs to do. But there's different hairs, different, you know, brush types. So now with this brush, we are gonna go in with onesie and ear muff. Just a tiny bit, okay? So a little bit of onesie, 1, 2, 1, 2, earmuff, 1. Right in this little tiny corner right here, just right there, nothing too crazy, but just bring it up a tiny, the tiniest bit. One size earmuff, the tiniest bit. Just add a tiny bit of depth. Then same thing on the other side, just right in that little crease. And again, I gotta place it right, so when I have my eyeballs like straight, I just gotta bring it up a bit so you guys can now see it. Like I say, you always want to make sure it's even and doing what you need it to do. So it's looking like something real calm. Real calm. We're real calm on the eyes today, because that's not the real star of this show today. And this is just a new look too I'm trying out. I said, you know what? Let me just play with some colors I have not played with before. So this is me just, okay, let me see what I could do real quick with some cool little fun colors. And that's where we at with that for right now for the eyeballs. We're going to come back to it though. So now we are going to focus on the face. We are going to go in with the, you know, the Dr. Brandt at this point. Dot, dot. You know, us. I would say this primer is kind of cool. But I think I told you guys I'm going to get the E.L.F primer that I have. That I have in my kit for my clients. I'm going to most likely get that for myself to see. Because I don't really want to try or play around with any of those, because for my clients I really don't want to. But I think I'm going to get it for myself so I could utilize it and really see. Like, I hear these grippy primers is really good. So I kind of want to get on that wave to see, because anything to make your makeup long lasting, that's really what you want to do. Any product that makes it long lasting, but also products that's tailored to you as well. So some of the grippy primers have niacinamide, which niacinamide helps with redness. It helps to control oils, but also some has hyaluronic acid, which helps and gives moisture, and it's hydrating, which is hyaluronic. The high in that part is hydrating. So no matter what skin type you have, you still always want to have hydration. Always is most important. So, you know, that's the primer. And now I'm going to spray it real quick with the Dragon's Blood. I need to get one of those like shield things to like cover my eyeshadows when I'm doing this stuff, because geez Louise. Now, like I said, we're trying some new stuff now. Back to what I was saying, because I was so excited and fiending. For my all over face, I am going to use the MCO Beauty Flawless Glow in 4.5, which is medium. So the way I am utilizing this, I'm going to take, this is the applicator. So I'm going to take it on the back of my hand. One nice little swoop. That's one nice little swoop. I might do another little swoop. I lied, guys. I lied. A nice little 2 swoops. Now, I am going to add, you guys know I utilize 3. I know, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna, it just is what it is, right? Didn't really want to do that, but it's done. The deed is done, honey. This is what we're looking like. So, I'm going to take this flat top foundation brush, right? I'm going to take this. I'm going to spray with a little of the Dragon. Also, oh, I forgot a little step, guys. Hold up now. I'm trying the Milani Make It Last. Now, this says it is primer, hydrate, set. So, it has glycerin and niacinamide, which is amazing. So, we're gonna do that little jazz number as well. Now we're gonna take our brush. Even though I did this, that was my goal to do that, but I'm just gonna take a little bit, right? And we're gonna do stippling motions. So we're gonna just slowly buff it into the skin, pretty much. Now, this is when I say I'm trying different techniques. Now, I do this anyways, but as you guys can see, I usually like put the dots and do all of that stuff. Technique is really what gets your makeup to the next level. I promise you. So, again, a little bit, and then just stipple it in. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera or not, but I can definitely see what the MCO Beauty, it has like a glow to it. I hope it does like come on camera. And I like that because it helps with the consistency of the blur foundation, because that's more mattifying. But I think it also helps with the execution of the satin finish of the E.L.F. and the True Match. So I think it blends nicely. So now when you're doing this little motion, it's blending it in, it's buffing it in to the skin pretty much. So I hope you guys can see that. I hope you see like that glow. So again, just on the brush. And just slowly dabbing it in. Because you could do the swipe motion, but then that's a lot, right? Now, although these products aren't pricey, you still want to be considerate to not waste product, because you don't have to waste product if you don't have to waste product. So sometimes they're a little smile motion, because I do have laugh lines and this one comes out a lot more. So doing like a little smile or anything, you're gonna see, and I know where to like buff it. It helps it more. But you don't want to waste product if you don't have to waste product. Even sometimes watching videos, some girls would use 1,000 pumps to show something. You don't have to use 1,000 pumps and waste your product to show if it works or not. You don't gotta do that. Okay, let's not be wasteful, right? Especially with makeup, because some makeup do cost a lot more. You know, be mindful of these things. Be mindful of your coins. You know. Now the nose, I can't do the stippling motion on the nose too much, but we're gonna see. But I hope it's coming up nicely. And again, if you see, I didn't like bring it up to the eye area, because we don't want to have too much product there if we don't have to have product there. And through the eyebrows. Just stippling it. Now I'm just doing it like, you know, a little slow so you guys can really like see it, see the motion. I mean, really working it in. But because this is like big enough, you could like get in there how you need to. I'm just like showing you purposes. Get around the eyebrow, around the hairline. A little bit more. And then too is like, if you want glowy skin, that's the point of the MCO Beauty. Again, because it is glowing. Now, they say you could wear it on its own, but it has so much glow to it that I wouldn't just put that on and go outside. Like me, I'm not doing that personally. I would more so use it as to mix in with my foundation. Well, they said as a primer, but I would just more so mix it with my foundation. right? So this is how we looking, all buffed in. And the product, you know, wasn't wasted. So this is what we're looking like. Even though we always look crazy before we actually end up looking like something. You know, it's so funny, like, because I buffed this in so much, I feel like I don't have anything on my face. And that's so crazy, but I could see, like, in the camera in the mirror that I do. That's so funny to me. So we're just gonna, all right, so we got everything off the hand, and we really buffed everything in. So now even more, if I wanted to, I could add more. If I wanted to, I could add more. I'm really contemplating if I want to add more or not, though, honestly speaking. I might add a tiny bit more. I am, guys, I am. Just a tiny bit more. Just a little dab. It's a tiny bit of the True Match a bit, just a tiny bit. I'm not picking that one up. Just a little tiny bit more, nothing crazy. And so now it's so buffed into the skin. That's why I'm like, maybe I need more, but it's good, you know. It's buffed into the skin how it needs to be. So then now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our beauty blender. Now, I like this one because this part of it, I actually like that part of it. And if you buffed it properly with your brush, too much should not come off on the beauty blender. Now, a little bit was already up there from the last time because I didn't wash my beauty blender. Don't judge me. But still, you see, not a lot came off either way. We're going to do our concealer. And I am going to go in with the eraser. Now, you don't have to use all this concealer. Y'all know me. I like to have, I like a nice highlight. Just right now to wear, but I like a nice highlighted under. Like, that's just me. Okay? That's just me. That's it. Now, like I said, I have another brush. I didn't end up washing it. Highly upset. But I'm going to use this other brush. So, yeah, this is the Airbrush Concealer Brush. Like I said, I really like this brush. I'm going to use it because my other one is dirty. But I'm also going to try a technique with this one to see if I like this. Because I used this before, but I'm trying to think. Looking at that brush that I utilized, I like how it blended my concealer. And it's so funny, I watched a video and the girl doing the makeup used that same brush and it came out the same way mine did. So I'm like, I knew I liked that brush for a reason. Like, I knew I did. So let me just, now I'm letting my concealer sit just a tiny bit. That's why I'm chit-chatting with you guys, letting it sit a little bit. Now I could try another concealer brush, which is this fingertip concealer brush. Now, honestly, I might use both of them. Now, this has like a slope to it, which I like. It will be able to like get into the crevice that you need it to. Now again, with brushes, it could say something, but you could use it for whatever you want to use it for, honestly speaking, you know. So let's do this now. We're gonna set it. Again, I need hydration and long lasting for everything, so we're gonna buff out the edges first and see how far we get with that. You know. Up a little bit. This is where we at in life with it right now, right? And now too, this also now looks lifted, right? Now, like I said, I'm going to try a technique. Now, if I look crazy, you guys, that's makeup trial and error. But we're going to, you know, try some stuff today. And do the same thing, blend it. Buff out the edges. Look up, maybe. Okay, so this is where we are in life with the highlighter. This is what it looking like. Do we like? This is where we at with it in life with the highlight. Now we're tiny bit down our nose. I don't have to, but we're just gonna do a little razzle dazzle. I think I'll probably add a little bit more because you guys know me, okay? I just like it, okay? You don't have to do what I do. But I just like a really bright under eye. Like it's just something, it just warms my soul for some reason. Like I love it. Right? So now you could use the Beauty Blender. But again, you have to remember, like with the Beauty Blender, right, it's going to pick up some of that product, right? So we could use that, but you also want to be mindful of that as well. But we're going to use it. I'm going to use it just so I could at least buff out the edges a bit. Now, I'm not going to set it just yet because I said we're trying something. So now, I'm going to do my contour. I'm going to take my contour palette, not this one, my cream contour palette. And again, we trying new things, okay? I'm just giving you guys something like new. So I am gonna take this brush. So I'm gonna go in, it has a little mirror, but I'm gonna go in with these two these two colors over here, and I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. Actually, I'm gonna take this brush, amazing, I promise you. This is a super dense foundation, so it's short hairs and there's a lot of bristles. This would be considered a lot of bristles. This is what makes it dense. When it's dense, it picks up a lot more product, which is good, but you have to be mindful because it pick up a lot of product, it also places down a lot of product. So that's why you want to pretty much warm up the product and really have a light hand. And we're going to do that same stippling motion that we did. So I'm just dabbing it in the contour so it could get all over that it needs to. And we're going to start with the forehead. And just do buffing motion. pretty much. Now it's giving it like that airbrushed look. And I did it this way too because I didn't want to just put it on like my forehead and it not buff out how I want or need it to. So I'm really trying to see like, okay, what's new techniques? What, you know, does what makes what set how it needs to, you know, and is it gonna make it last longer? Is it gonna make it look more clean? Is it gonna make it look more airbrushed, more put together? And as a makeup artist, because I actually do work on other people, I really have to test things out and know what makes sense and knows what looks good and knows what would work and what wouldn't work, you know. So I like how that came out, right? But now I'm gonna see if I went in with the color on straight, the brush itself. Now, as you can see, the contour is evenly distributed on the brush, and that matters because if just one part had the contour and then the rest didn't, that's not where you get blotchiness. That's not where you get spotting, and that's not what you want. You want it to be seamless. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit, you see, like a tiny bit just went on the brush. So I'm gonna go back and do what I did just now to add more. Now, I want you guys to be honest and say, hey, you know, I like this technique better. It looks a lot better from your other videos, or it looks the same. Or, you know, I also want feedback from you guys. It's not just me trying things and just watching. No, we chat here. You know, we chat. Gotta be honest, you know, open for conversation. That's how, again, we learn and grow, you know. Again, like I said, I'm no greater than you guys, and you guys aren't, you know, no greater than I when it comes to information. Just because I'm a makeup artist for X amount of years, that doesn't mean you can't teach me something, you know, or I can't take a tip from you guys. Same thing, you know, that's how we learn, you know. So this is where we at with it right now. And we're gonna do the contour. So we really gonna see how this comes out on the cheek. Okay, we really testing things, honey. Because as I told you guys in the last video, like, I like how my other brush contours, but it was just something about it that I just wanted to like switch up to see like what it is. So this is where we at right now. And honestly, I think I'm liking how this is looking from what I can visibly see. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my lighting, I don't know what it is. Like, I didn't change my settings or anything, but my lighting is like acting so crazy. So I'm really doing this makeup on a hope and a prayer. Like, I'm being so serious with you guys. Like, I'd say my lighting is really like acting a fool. It's really acting a fool, but the show must go on, you know. So we gonna see. So this is like actually a makeup challenge, okay? Am I still gonna look good in terrible lighting right now? Okay, that's what we testing out right now. Against the back of my hand. So doing this is like making it even on all the bristles. And again, I'm gonna always start towards the back and also just brush it up. So me, I don't bring it in the hollows. This is like literally my cheekbones that I'm doing it on. I hope it looks good to you guys. I'm hoping so. Like I told you, this is a hope and a prayer. Okay, honey? Okay, honey child? A hope and a prayer. So that's where we at with that, right? From what I can see. So now, because we still testing things, now this is the real the real test. Okay, so I bought these blushes, right? Bought these blushes. I told you I was waiting on some to come from Glam, so they came. I got 3, but I'm gonna show you guys 2. So one is called Cutie Pie, and then next is called Hush Hush. Now we are gonna do a little mix of both of these, right? We're gonna take them on a brush. Brushes are gonna be our best friends, right? Because it's one thing to have tools, right? Which for makeup artists, our brushes are our tools. It's one thing to have tools, but what's the sense if you don't know how to utilize your tools, right? Say a person who's a mechanic working on cars, a builder who's building a house. You can have a nice shiny toolkit that's beautiful, but if you don't know how to utilize the tools that you have, then it's pointless. And then that goes back into it doesn't make sense to spend so much money on brushes, aka your tools, if you don't know how to utilize them, right? So even though a brush can say it's for this, once you really get good at your brushes, you can know what works for you. But also you have to keep in mind your face shape, right? I kind of have space on my face. There are some people with smaller faces, which means you would have to adjust your brush. A person with a smaller face, I can't necessarily use this brush because it might be too big for their cheek area. So I would have to do what? I would probably go down to a smaller brush to still get it to do what I need it to do. So again, it's these little things we have to always keep in mind. And once you know how to use your brushes, and that's why we play with brushes, that's why now I'm testing out some brushes with you guys to see what the end result would be. That's how you learn, okay, this brush works for this for me. This brush makes sense with this for me, you know. And actually, I'm going to use this brush. So this is the one I showed before, the fingertip concealer brush. So I'm going to utilize this to see the result that I get. Now I'm going to wipe off the back of my hand because I have all this product on it. So I'm going to wipe off the back of my hand. Now, when it comes to, I'm probably going to use a different part. We have enough armage to use. Some people like to take this and just go on top. I'm not playing those reindeer games. No. So, this is Hush Hush. That's what Hush Hush looks like, if you guys can see that color. Let's do, I did like 3 little dabs of that. And this is Cutie Pie. So this is what they look like, if you could see. Hush Hush and Cutie Pie. I probably showed that terrible. I'm so sorry, guys. Now I'm going to take this little brush, like I said, right? We're going to do a little spray, little 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, guys, am I nervous? Yes. But we're going to 1, 2, 1, 2. Dab, right? Mix it together. And we're going to put it on the cheek. So I'm going to put it right in the middle because this is our contour, this is our highlight. Right there. I need a little mirror. Do we like, guys? Are we liking this so far? I'm gonna put it right there, just so it's like in the middle and it blends and it blends and it looks cohesive. So that's what we're looking like right now. So I'm gonna just work it too with this brush. I think I like that. I never was a blush girl because I think people always like did it in such a weird way. And I just never really knew what to do with this. I'm like, I don't want to look ridiculous. So I just never really played around with blush. And then people just naturally go for the pinkiest shade, and it's like, that just never made sense to me. You know, there's different shades for a reason. You have to know what makes sense. So now these shades, one you could wear alone or to mix. And with makeup, don't be afraid to mix, because that's sometimes how you get a nice custom shade that makes sense for you. So then too, I'm like, let me pick these colors because it complements the eye look a lot better. So that's where we are with that. But now, just on a beauty blender, just blend it together. So it's like a little bit more seamless. Do we like? Do we love? How do we feel about this? Again, I can't, I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. I think I actually like that. So I'm gonna take my setting powder, which is the Fit Me. I'm gonna use it on a puff. It's my puff that I'm gonna use. Now I'm gonna do one eyeball at a time. So I am gonna do one eye. I'm gonna put it on my powder first. Put it on my little puff first. Get it in there. And just make sure it's even. Look underneath. So it could get those creases. So blend it again one more time. Now again, creases is inevitable. If you just have eyeballs that crease, then that's just what Jesus gave to you. It just is what it is, No, hold on. Let's fit that. That's set. And now we're good. Now we're not shiny. We're not looking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this setting powder. Now also too, you can see how it also set the blush a bit, and so also looks good and seamless. I really this powder I really like. Like, this was one of those hyped up products, but I really like it. Like, it really does what I need it to do. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do want to try the pink setting powder. I've seen it a few times and I'm like, I actually like it. Now, they say that the pink one is to help to brighten. But again, with everything, there's different shades. So, they say it's to brighten. So, I'm gonna try it, but I'm probably gonna get like a mini one to try it out. Because again, you still have to be mindful, again, of people's skin tones and everything like that. So I do want to try it. So I'm probably going to get a mini version of that, because I could see how, it would brighten and look good. So this is where we are. This is what we got. Highlighted, right? We set. And so now we can set the rest of the face. So I am going to use I want you what we should do, guys? We should like count how many times I had to wipe my eyeballs. I don't know if you guys drink, so I don't want to encourage drinking, but get like a dollar jar or something and let me know how much dollars I'm gonna owe you guys, because honey. Now we're gonna set everything. I'm gonna also still use that same Fit Me powder, but I'm gonna use it on a bigger one. Now I want to get one that's more so my color to set everything, because the one that I got, I feel like it's very light. And I think when I set my whole face with it, it makes it a lot lighter, because like I was taking photos before and I noticed that. So I might have to get another one. Now I'm gonna take this humongous brush. This is the Flawless Light Powder. Huge. So I'm just gonna take that. Huge. I'm just gonna, my hand is so it could be evenly distributed. And just all over. This is how everything is like set. Yep, all set, literally. I am gonna cut underneath here. I am gonna do that. So I'm just gonna have some on the brush. But I don't do like the whole thing. I just do like a tiny bit, just right there. Just right there. Just like that. Nothing too crazy, you know? Just right back there. And then too, because my face is round, if I like brought it higher, I'll probably look ridiculous. So I'm just gonna keep it right back there. And so now we are gonna do the powder contour and the powder blush. So this is where we at right now. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Like this really wasn't like, this again was like a quick look. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I just had to tell you guys a story time. Hello, okay. Had to tell you a little story time. And again, there's different techniques we're trying out. So this is like our time. This is our chit chat time, you know? So that's why. We're gonna do the powder contour using my Black Radiance in light to medium. And I am going to use, I'm probably going to use a different brush today. These are all pretty much different brushes that I'm testing out with you guys. Now, these brushes are my brushes that I think I told you guys that I bought. So if you want, I can go over these brushes that I personally utilize, because these are new brushes to my kit. Well, these are new brushes for me. The brushes that I have in the brush series, some of them are similar and some of them are different. But like I said, we could go over them, the ones that I use for myself. So I'm going to use this brush and use a hope and a prayer again, because this is not my usual brush. I have to clean my brushes. So we're going to just back and forth and both of them. Tap both X's and just sweep them up. I'm going to just sweep in the hairline. And now you see, we always like want to dab stuff off, because I promise you, the first time you do anything, I don't know if you can tell, but the first time you press it is now going to leave that mark that first time that you do it. And you don't want that, because what if you don't know how to blend it properly? You know, it would just contouring the forehead. When it comes to the face, always start at the back and just work up. Just little motion up. Up. We're doing up. Up motions. Same thing, up motions. Right? From what I could see, we look a little chiseled, guys. Okay. All right, who we think we are? Okay. A little bit more, because I like my bronzer, honey. Now, just a little razzle dazzle, just around this area here. You don't have to, but depends on, Again, even doing this really depends on your face shape. And some people would say like square faces, don't consider that. Or even more round faces, don't consider that. Contour isn't just forehead and cheekbone. No. It's also your chin area, your jawline area. That also is what plays a role in contour. Okay, don't just do what you see, okay? Gotta test things out, okay? We're gonna do down the nose as well. And I don't think I have a brush for that. So we are just gonna wing it. Cause yeah, that's one of my other brushes. We're gonna wing it. This is a flat paddle blender brush. You could blend with, we're gonna work with what we got for right now. So just a little, oopsies. Little 1, 2, 1, 2, dab, dab, dab. Knock them off. We're gonna see what we end up with using this brush, guys. This is not my usual brush. Let's bring it up. And that's a little, let me see how I go. Let me see what I could finesse here. Just keep blending, honestly. That's what you could do. Unison. Right? I know this video I keep like moving to the side. Like I said, my setup is just like just trying. This whole video is just, I should call this trying a whole bunch of new things, because honey, I think this is where we at with the nose. I think I like it. I'm gonna use this brush. This is a sculpting. This is a sculpting blush, and then you have this blush as well. This is an angled blush, so you could use either or. Angle would like bring it up here, but I want to play with this one today, so that's what we are gonna do. We'll dab a little bit off, right on the apples real quick. We'll go do that. I like to put it like right in the middle, so it all like could blend seamlessly, right? And again, I just like to keep it so it like blends with the contour, you know. This is where we at. Do we look nice? Do we like it? And then now we are gonna go in with some highlighter. We're gonna go with this. This is a Real Technique brush. This is their setting brush. I do what I want, but this is an amazing brush under the eye. Any little razzle dazzle. This is a great brush. So we are gonna go in with highlight. You know, my little Megaglo. Let me see something. How I want to finesse this one. Because when you wet it, it's gonna be a lot nicer. A little bit. Guys, I forgot something. You know what? Darn it. It's okay. We about to do it right now, though. Don't you worry yourself. Don't you worry yourself. Don't worry. It just came back to me as I'm doing this little jazz number. Watch, guys. You watch. And this was the step I was actually even more so fiending to do. And I forgot it. Don't worry. Now, come on now. Now, remember I told you guys I got this in 4. Now, I was supposed to put this on underneath. Well, that was what I wanted to do, but it didn't happen that way. So what we are gonna do, that same little brush, and gonna just put it on top. That's it. And that is it, and that is all. Come on now. That looks amazing. Come on now. Girl. This is a seamless blend. So now you have a nice glow, right? So technically, because I'm putting it on top like this, this would not technically be considered a topper. I'm gonna put some down my nose. Because why not? Who's gonna tell me anything? Nobody? Not a soul, okay? Right. Boop, boop, boop. No, I really do like this product, and I'm thinking, honestly speaking, if I should put it in my kit, in my makeup kit. Like, I'm probably gonna buy some more and put it in my makeup kit because it just adds such a beautiful dimension and a beautiful glow, and I love that. So say like brides who want like a nice glow to their makeup, put this on or in, amazing. And that's what we're looking like. Now, I mean, I always love a good highlight. Like, for me, I love a good highlight. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if it's in style, out of style, in between style. That has nothing to do with me. I like what I like. And because I know how to do makeup, nobody can tell me nothing. Okay? That's that. That's how you gotta walk around life. When you know how to do something, nobody can tell you nothing. What? Tripping. So that's where we at with it. Right there. See, now me look at me getting carried away now. Look at me. Ain't nothing more on this wrist. Trying to turn water into wine. Okay? This is what we're looking like right now. Now, we're gonna finish up our eyeballs. Okay, because this is what we're looking like. This is what we're looking like right now. Okay, do we like, do we love? This is where we at. This is where we are. Okay. Almost done, guys. I promise. I promise. I promise. Now, we're going to finish up the eyeballs, right? So we are going to go in with that same brush that we used, the tapered one. So now, like I said, I want it to be deeper. Pretty much a reversed smoky eye. Semi. Actually, I could set it. Honestly, I could set this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use this one. Ooh. And that smells really good. So we color all of that. Set so everything could set in, melt together, marinate together, play together. We're gonna go back in our color pop. Now we're gonna use darker shadows. So now we are gonna use what is that? Earmuffs and Pouffet. Earmuff and Pouffet, we're gonna use those underneath. I'm just gonna do that again, just sweep it up. Like, you know, like you guys know my usual style that I like. This is like, I say, like a semi-reverse smoky because we still have like good amount of color at the top of our lid. You know, because I could go in with just one of the colors I'm using, but I want one have a certain depth that I like. So that's why it's like, okay, let me use both of them. One adds more of a depth, another one add more of a richness. You know, so again, it's these little things. That's that. So a little bit more depth. This I'm gonna go in like a deeper color now. That I'm doing a little bit closer to my lash line. Yep, bring it a little bit more smoky. So we are done. I'm gonna do black gel eyeliner, just a clean line. Now to the next one. With the eyeliner. But we're just gonna see how far we get with it. And at the bottom too. Same on this eyeball. So that's in the back. Okay, so now a little bit left to go. Now the lashes that we are gonna go in with today are these ones. They're like fluffy and natural, like a mix of both. Well, I like to always do like smoke my lash line and put black, because I really like how the black adds depth to my eyes, and I think it brings out the brown in my eyes even more. And it pretty much makes it like pop to a point, make it a little bit more sultry. And I think that that's really pretty on me. I really like that look on me. So that's why I pretty much always do that. Like there's certain steps I'm probably always gonna do, and that's just that. Unless it's a real natural look, like say in my intro video or my Inside the Beauty House Kit series episode 1. Go watch. That was a real calm look, so I didn't do eyeliner. You know, I just had it be the natural brown because, again, of the eye look that I did. So sometimes you also have to consider that as well. That was a real natural look. If I wanted to, I could have did a brown in my waterline. But one, I don't have brown liner for myself, and two, it looked good how I ended up doing it without, you know. So unless it's simple like that, I'll probably always have eyeliner. Now look what I want. These are new because the black, first off, the other silver ones are not for lashes, like I told you guys. And then I think I told you I went to Dollar Tree and bought one, and it came in a pack. But it's pretty because it's like a matte black, but this thing is so flimsy, like flimsy. So these, okay, come on now. And I hope you guys like this look. We tried all new. This is a whole new look, right? Like this is new colors that I played with, new techniques that I tried, new brushes that I tried, a new lip combo. Y'all probably was getting tired. Okay? I know, I got y'all. I got y'all. I put our lashes on. So this is the lash that we have. And I don't bring it too much to the front because again, I don't want the to really affect my waterline too much. So I'll probably just do a little bit of mascara in the front just so it'll look, you know. So it kind of could give a certain kind of complete look. I mean, if I need to take it off and readjust it, I probably will, but this is where we are right now. Right? So this is one on. So you see, it still adds that drama because of the flare, because of the thickness of it and the flare of it. And of course, I utilize black and dark colors, so it still adds that flare, but it still has a nice naturalness to it. You know, it's not too crazy. You know, it's not like too loud and out there. And then two, what also makes your look or complete your look is also your lashes that you choose. You don't want to do a heavy smoky eye, like what it's not heavy, but you don't want to do a eye look like this and have on some baby lashes or basic mascara. What's happening here? Just grow up. Okay? Grow up. Okay? Put your lashes on. You know? Come on now. Because again, it's all these little things that makes a look, that makes a look complete, that makes a look beautiful, and make a look you want to create it or recreate it. Now I'm really fiending for this lip combo because this is all new stuff. But we're gonna do it until we get the combo. Never do this on clients. I'm gonna do it myself. Better. Whew. Now the lips. We're gonna do espresso. Actually, I changed my mind. We're gonna do espresso on the lips. And just a little bit. Right? Just because I want like the edges to be dark, honestly. Because sometimes, depending on certain colors, like when you line it, it just washes it out. And you don't want that. So this is natural. Just to fill it in a bit. Just when I place the color, is not just solely on the dark part. And I always like to put lip liner on my whole lip just so it's a base. So say if the gloss or anything comes off, you still have something there. Now we're doing new things, guys. So this is a little lipstick from this brand called Luminizer. This is a smooth sculpted lipstick. I just got it off of somebody's Amazon. So I don't know if I swatch, if you guys would be able to see it. Do you like or do you love? Now we're gonna just. Honey, when I tell you I have not one lipstick in eons. Oh, come on now. Oh my God. Do you guys see why I was so sad when I couldn't deliver this look to you guys? Come on. Had you guys waiting like that? Come on, what's happening? That's that little lip combo. Then, good, this is the new lip gloss. Come on now, honey. Come on. This, you know I love my NYX. This is NYX in creme brulee. Little, let's see. Let's add a little razzle dazzle. Just makes it pop a little more. And yep. And so a tiny bit of, I use this only because I have it. I didn't buy this myself. This is just Fenty glass slipper. Now I think I like this, but honestly speaking, blot a little off. Ooh. I think I like the lipstick better. See, this is why you try this. Everything is trial and error. I like was gorgeous, but I like how the lipstick looked better. Something about that I like better. Let's see if we do that. Right? You like that? See if we do that. And a dash of, I guess, the glass slipper. Which again, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I was envisioning in my head. So guys, I'm gonna let my hair down so you guys can see the final product. But this is what we are for right now. I'll be right back. Okay, love bunnies, this is the final look of all new products, testing out new techniques. And I hope you guys love. Again, if you did not watch the video where this came from, it is the look from my brushes breakdown video. That's where, again, you can see how pretty much the brushes that you should utilize for your kit or for yourself. Those are your essentials. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me. Thank you so much for sharing a moment of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed my story times as per usual, my tips and tricks. As I always say, the true foundation of beauty starts from within. Makeup is just the cherry on top. Thank you so much. I love you. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you guys so much. Until the next time. Mwah.